All right, what's up, everyone? We are back with another episode. It's that time of week again. We're live in action for episode 5. For those of you that are weekly listeners or viewers, welcome back. And if you're a first timer, then welcome aboard. You guys don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to whatever outlet you're listening on, and turn on notifications so that you never miss an episode. Without further ado, man, we are here with the one and only Michael Morales. So how's it going, brother?
What's up, Chris? How's it going, man? Excited to get this new episode going down and just dive getting right into it.
Yes, sir, man. Let's go right away. So you already know it's always a good time when when we talk sports. So quick announcement, real quick. Sidetrack. Quick announcement. I know last week we talked about that Mondays would be our days for the weekly episodes, but after discussing some things, we decided that Wednesdays would be a little bit better. So from here on out, episodes will be posted weekly on Wednesdays. But now
Nice.
that that's out of the way, let's jump straight into it. We got the 2021 NFL draft taking place this week, starting on Thursday. So today's episode will be draft heavy, and we will be doing a mock draft for the first round. Not the entire first round, probably about the top 20 picks or so. So if you're ready, man, let's jump straight into it.
Let's jump into it, man. Let's
All
do
right,
it. Let's
so
do some GM work.
let's do it. So we kind of already discussed behind the scenes, but I pulled up the latest mock draft there is. So it came out this morning, I think around 10 a.m. It was done by NFL Network. So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and read off of. I have them right here on my phone. So I'll go ahead and read off of like the who NFL Network has each team picking, and
Let's do
then we
it.
can go ahead and do our due diligence and say whether we agree or not.
hmm
All right. So opening it up, we have number one. They have the Drags, Trevor Lawrence. So I
Okay.
mean, what are you feeling?
I mean, I think it's pretty standard. I think he's the overview. He's the number one quarterback, number one prospect in this draft. Number one, I guess, player at all positions. I think, right? He's the number one. He's got to go number one. So I'm not going to argue with that. I'm looking at this stuff right now too. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence. He's a junior. He's 6'6", man, 220. I mean, he's pretty athletic guy.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. We've seen it. When was it? When he came on the field the first time. Did he win? I think he won the championship, right, as a
Yeah.
freshman,
Freshman year. Yeah.
right? He was slinging that thing, and he's mobile too.
Mm-hmm.
He's mobile too. Do I think he might be a bust? I don't think so, but I think he might walk into a situation where he's not going to be successful. I mean, the Jags is just that type of franchise. It's like, hey man, no, you can be the greatest player on earth, bro, and
Yeah.
you end up in the Jags, and I don't think you're that good. Like honestly, I thought Miles Jack. I think Miles Jack is still on the Jags, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a linebacker,
Yeah. I don't know.
right?
I honestly don't know if he's still on the Jags, to be honest.
I mean, he was pretty good in college coming out of UCLA,
Yeah.
and he ended up in the Jags. And the Jags had that one season where I think they made it all the way to the AFC Championship, and they lost to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
And they had that solid team. So I think it's pretty standard. I don't want to put too much emphasis into this, but yeah, Trevor Lawrence number one, I think is a no brainer,
Yeah. Exactly.
right?
Just like you said, man. I mean, his name has been linked to the first overall pick basically since he stepped foot onto Clemson. So,
Right.
very self-explanatory pick. All right. So at number two, we got the Jets. So with the number two pick, they also have the Jets taking Zach Wilson.
Okay. This one, I feel like the media hijacked this. I feel like the media hijacked this, and they made Zach Wilson look like this all star player who is like creative. He says I saw a couple interviews of him that he says he's a mixture of Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Now I don't know. I've never seen any. I never watched any game that of him play. If he says so, and if the media says so, if the Jets did their due diligence, there was rumors that we the Niners we wanted him as well. I don't know, man. There's somebody else who I think is better than him at number two. But I think for a Niners sake, it's okay. Zach Wilson,
Right.
go to the Jets, no problem. I'm not gonna argue that. So
Yeah.
that's a pretty. I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah, definitely. I think the same thing. I don't think he's the second best QB on the board. But I mean, for me, yeah, for me, I wouldn't do it if I were the Jets. But they made it clear weeks ago that Zach Wilson is their guy. They made it clear that they're recruiting his family heavily as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it's looking like Zach Wilson to the Jets. All right,
It's
next
okay with
up,
me.
next up, dude, we got the Niners, dude. Our
Okay.
Niners. This is our squad. So this draft, let me see who they had the Niners taking. They have the Niners taking Mac Jones.
Okay.
So go ahead and weigh in on that. I know there's been a lot of
Um.
emotion on that. So go ahead and weigh in on what give the listeners what you obviously what you want and who you think is going to be the pick.
Like again, I think this is also I think a very media heavy draft pick.
Right.
This is I feel like and I hope so. I hope that Shanahan and Lynch aren't like overwhelmed with all this media coverage, right? They're pretty much dumping Mac Jones on our team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like they're pretty much like, here, bro, take Mac Jones, take him, take him. They're saying, oh, the Niners are going to take Mac Jones. I'm like, bro, we haven't been high of Mac Jones since the get go, and all of a sudden, you guys are dumping on our team.
Yeah.
So no, and look, no disrespect to Mac Jones. Like I don't know, who he is as a player. Maybe Najee might know, not us, but
Right.
we might not know who he is. But like I think athletic wise, I think seeing what we already have, like we have a player already who looks like Mac Jones, who plays like Mac Jones, who throws the ball like Mac Jones, and
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't move like Mac Jones.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out what goes in the head of Shanahan when this pick. If I'm the GM, right? If I'm John Lynch, I'm like, all right, man. Like, and you listen to Shanahan, I'm like, all right, man. Tell me why you want to take Mac Jones. And he's like, oh, he's my style quarterback. But if I'm John Lynch, I'm like, bro, you had Kirk Cousins, you didn't win. You had Matt Ryan, you didn't win. And we had Jimmy,
Yeah.
and you didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
So you had three quarterbacks that you say are your type of quarterback, and you can't get the job done. You've made it there, but you can't get the job done. So you're telling me you just want a younger version of these three type players?
Right.
Same thing. I mean, as a GM, like I feel like in the end, the GM is the one who makes the decision
Mm-hmm.
because he's the manager, right?
Right.
Right? It's just like a store. You have a manager, you have the coach who's like a supervisor, and then you have the employees, right?
Right.
I mean, the manager's got to have to make the decisions. Like, hey, you work, you don't. This is that supervisor. You got to follow these new. But if Shanahan's kind of like overpowering Lynch, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, and it's kind of disappointing. It's just like what does he see in Mac Jones that he doesn't see in Justin Fields or Trey Lance? Like, what don't you see, man? It's like, look, there's already two quarterbacks in our division, two and a half because Matt Stafford can run when he wants to, when he has
Mm-hmm.
to.
Yeah.
Like these guys are like, yeah, we've had the Cards number one game, right, and we had the Rams number, but honestly, bro, we haven't played a clear cut game against Seattle where we dominated them in
Mm-hmm.
since like the last couple, maybe like last 7 years. There hasn't been a game
Since
where
like Cap, maybe.
since Cap, yeah, there hasn't been a solid game where we've dominated them. It's been toe to toe to the wire. We need a quarterback who's gonna like who's gonna keep the offense on the field a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm tired of those three and outs. And with Mac Jones, I'm already seeing like, hey man, if Mac Jones doesn't see his first or second option, his third read, he's gonna take the sack,
Right.
right? So I don't know, man. I don't like this pick. Um, I know many moons ago I did go with Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
I know you remember in a couple episodes in last season of the show, but I've kind of leaned towards Justin Fields just because yeah, you're right. Justin Fields, and he looks more ready. He's physically attribute. I see him here at he's Justin. He's 6'3", 228.
Mm-hmm.
Very athletic. He can sling the ball. He can move. Um,
It's
I
like
mean, I
almost
don't.
a linebacker weight, dude.
It's almost a linebacker. I
Like
mean, I don't.
Titan weight.
It's like if you're Shanahan, it's like what don't you see? Like what don't you like about him? You know?
But the interesting thing is, so I know you heard about it, the press conference, right? Did you catch
Right.
it?
I got a glimpse of it. I did.
Yeah, so I didn't catch it, but I saw like someone was talking about it, highlights of
Hmm.
it. So first of all, going back to your whole GM should make the final decision thing and the manager reference. Well, that's not how it's going in San Francisco. He made that clear today. He said that this is his pick. He will live and die by this pick. He basically kind of already knows who he wants, and he's going to roll with it. And if he fails, he fails. He will own up to it. So basically, he's saying like no one can tell him what to do. He's going to make his mind up, and this is his decision to live with, whether it goes well or not. So that's not very promising because, like I said, what if he's heavy on Mac Jones, which he probably is, and Shanny or the rest of the organization is like, oh, take Fields, take Lance. Like at the end of the day, he's going to make the decision. And like you said, it's just
Bad. That's bad.
they like you said, he's had those type of quarterbacks already. And going back to the mobile quarterback thing, my thing is like we got beat by a mobile quarterback in the end of at the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Like, why would you get beat by that and still not take a mobile quarterback? And then it's like it's frustrating too because on social media you see everything like, oh, the Niners have made this pick, oh, it's Jones or Lance, or then you hear nobody knows what's going on, oh, it's 99% Jones. He said today too, like, I guarantee you nobody knows who's going to pick, not even people in the building. He's like, I only him and probably Lynch know, and he's like, and nobody will find out until Thursday. So it's like you can't really believe what you see in the media.
Right, right, right. Like you said, yeah, kind of like how I mentioned, like the media is pretty much dumping Mac Jones on our team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why aren't they dumping Mac Jones on the Pats? Why aren't they dumping Mac Jones on the Falcons? Why weren't they dumping Mac Jones on the Panthers before the traded for Darnold? Why
Mm-hmm.
the 49ers? Was like, I feel like they're trying to undermine us, man.
Yeah.
Bro, we don't want this guy, and why are you trying to make it look like we want this guy? And I get it, but I mean, Dan Shanahan just looks worn down, man. I watched part of that little pod. He looks
Mm-hmm.
like stressed out. He
Yep.
looks like just run down. Like, he just looks like he's fed up.
Yep.
And I want to bring it back to Mac Jones and Jimmy comparison. It looks like Shanahan is fed up with Jimmy G now.
Yeah.
It looks like he's done with him. He's
Mm-hmm.
done with him regardless. So in my mind, I'm like, bro, why do you want another guy who probably plays like Jimmy? Might not have the mindset or mentality like Jimmy, but it's pretty much the same player, man.
Right.
Like physically wise, he's pretty much the same player. So I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. It's daunting, and he's just stubborn.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the bad thing. He's stubborn.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I want this. Like you said, yeah. Lynch might want Fields or Lance, and so might the offensive coordinator, and so might other coaches on the team. They might want Lance or Fields. But what if, like, yeah, you're right. Shanahan's like, this is my pick. I want Mac Jones.
Yep. I think that's what it's going to be. And honestly, like going back to the media real quick, how you said, no one's dumping him on the Pats or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say it was the 12th pick. Well, we had the 12th. No, it was 15th. So the Pats had 15, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and they were talking about, that's like he's getting Jones is getting the Brady comparisons and
Right.
everything. And they're like, okay, well, you think Belichick would be interested in drafting him at 15 and blah, blah, blah. And I remember the media is like, I don't know. Like, that's kind of high for Mac Jones to be picked, 15, blah, blah.
Right.
But ever since the Niners jumped up, they're like, oh, Mac Jones. Like, they have no problem with him going number 3.
Right.
So it's like, how it's one or the other. Is it he has a talent to go number 3, or is he not talented enough to even make the top 15? Like, which one is it? But I think the linkage to the Niners is just specifically because that's the type of quarterback that Kyle likes. You know.
That's yeah. And that's that kind of sucks, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, man, look at the type of quarterbacks who are making the Super Bowls or making the runs right now. Yeah, Tom Brady's Tom Brady, bro. You can't replicate Tom Brady.
Diamond in the rough.
It's a diamond in the rough, and his type of quarterback, I think, is dead now.
Yeah.
He's a last dying breed, and that's why he's probably one of the greatest guys to play, because he's one of the last dying breeds. Like, ever since Tom Brady, name me another name me another pocket quarterback like Tom Brady.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not named Drew Brees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've touched on this. Like the pocket passing quarterback is just a dying breed. I mean, you can maybe throw Matt Ryan in there, but I think you can argue his mobility like a little bit. He doesn't have the
Yeah.
speed, but you can argue the mobility.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just think it's done deal. No more pocket passers.
And name me one good thing Kirk Cousins has done, bro. Name me one good thing Kirk Cousins has done.
I've never been a fan of him. I prayed that we didn't get him.
It's like, name me one thing that he's done to prove, like, all right, bro, I get you. You want this type of quarterback. I get
Yeah.
it. He's good. No, bro. Didn't I think we blew him out in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
We blew the Vikings out.
Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, that pick is gonna be crucial for the not only the organization, but I think it's gonna be for the fan base, bro.
Yeah. It's
Like I
hit or
said,
miss.
right? Like I mentioned you. I think I mentioned this in the last or previous episode, I'm like, dude, this is the most exciting or most draft that I'm mostly paying attention to.
Honestly, I feel like this is the biggest pick in possibly Niners history.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Since I can remember,
Mm-hmm.
it's the most important pick for the future of the franchise.
Yep.
And if Shanahan fucks this up, bro, he might not get a coaching job ever.
Yeah, it could be maybe back
Uh,
to coordinator, maybe, but
yeah, exactly. I'm throwing this out there, like, bro, if you fuck this up, like, you might not get a head coaching job because you're gonna pass on. Not only did you pass on Deshaun Watson and Mahomes already, but you're gonna pass up on Justin Fields or Trey Lance to
yeah.
take this guy.
And
Come on, man.
keep in mind he said that he knew, like, obviously everyone kind of slept on Mahomes. That's like, okay, like everyone,
Yeah,
passed on him.
everybody.
But for Watson, he said, like, of course, like, he's great. He's like, but we're just not looking for that type of guy right now. So he's already, I feel like he's just on the hot seat. We've said it before. This is hit or miss for the entire fan base, especially us. If he misses, dude, bye-bye.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna be afraid to let him go. It's like, hey, man, you pretty much fucked this up.
Yep.
The whole fan base, bro, was like, bro, just get this guy, make it work.
Yeah.
We need a guy like him. Look, you already have Jimmy. Make it work with him, bro. But at least you have this option. Who's like, all right, man, we can, if we want to go mobile, we can go mobile.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So that third pick is going to be crucial. And I'm leaning towards Justin Fields because I think he's the most ready to play.
That's what you want. I want Fields as well. Who do you got though? Who do you have them taking? Like, realistically, if you had to bet your life savings, who do you have the Niners calling at number 3?
I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna say that they're gonna get Trey Lance.
You think so?
I think they're gonna get Trey Lance because they're not gonna. They don't need him to play this season.
Yeah.
They don't need him to play this season. So they're gonna groom him. They're gonna, prepare him and stuff like that. And if we don't make the playoffs, then it's Trey Lance team next year.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I know we've both talked about this, that we would be okay with the Niners drafting a rookie and grooming him behind Jimmy for a season. But Shanahan made it clear today they traded up to get a starting quarterback, and they want a starting quarterback week 1.
Okay.
So, did you hear what he said about Jimmy too, right? When they asked
What
him
part?
about like, so can you basically, do you think Jimmy will be on the roster come Sunday? They asked him.
Oh, and he said that he doesn't know who's going to be alive or something on Sunday.
Yeah, so he's like, I can't guarantee anybody's going to be on this roster by Sunday. So basically, that's telling you, done deal. Jimmy's gone. Pack your bags. So whoever they're drafting is going to be our starter week 1.
Bro, so Jimmy won't even make it past the draft day.
That's what he's making it seem like. But
Jimmy might get cut on fucking Thursday, bro.
Either way, Jimmy is not the guy going forward. Whether they keep him or not, he basically said they're looking for a starter to start week 1.
Oh,
so knowing that now, do you think it's still going to be Lance?
So I feel like if that's what he meant, bro, okay, there's only. Look, bro, I don't think Mac Jones is a starter in the NFL right now.
No, he's definitely not.
He's not.
But do you think they will take him? All right, let's do this. All right, so we've already said we both think Lawrence and Wilson are going 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna make this fun. So instead of just like whatever mock draft, we'll all note down our picks, and then we'll see whoever gets the most right.
All right,
just for the top 20 picks. So all right, who do you got? Who do you got at 3 for the Niners? Who do you think they're gonna take? Not who do you want? Because
all right, fucking man, I think this is all a smoke screen. We talked about it with my brother earlier. I think it's gonna be Justin Fields.
Okay.
It's gonna be Justin Fields. I don't know what else, bro. This guy is an idiot, bro. If he passes up on Justin Fields, and you know what? Look, what he said too. He's like, when he's talking about, he also mentioned that on Twitter. Yes. Shanahan mentioned it, and he's like, oh well, this is our lives. I'm like, bro, like this is our life too. Like without us, there is no you.
Exactly.
Without the fans, there's no you.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about, he's like, oh, this is our everyday life. Well, don't fuck it up for you. Don't fuck it up for us.
Yep.
If it isn't for us, bro, there is no you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So listen to us. Don't make your decision based on what we say. I get it. We're not gonna influence you, but just listen to, bro. I can tell you, bro, 99% of the fan base, they either want Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Mm-hmm. There's a 1% that wants maybe Mac Jones. And that's the media.
Yeah, and him.
and him. So I'm gonna take my pick. I'm gonna say Justin Fields is number three and just quiets everybody.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna
All
take
right.
that. Justin Fields three.
We got our first indifference. I'm
Okay.
praying for Justin Fields. At this point, dude, I would be furious if it's anybody not named Justin Fields. But just the way Shanny is, man, it goes back to that stubbornness. It's his type of
Mhm.
QB. I think, I think it's going to be Mac called on Thursday. I'm
Yeah.
praying it's not. I will be pissed off. Honestly, I don't know if I'll rock any Niners gear for the season if we draft Mac
Hmm.
Jones. Um, but, only Shanny and Lynch know. But I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to pray that I'm wrong. But I'm going to say that it's Mac Jones, dude, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm just trying to prepare myself
Right.
for if it's Mac Jones, there. If it's not, there we go. I'm ready.
Let's see what happens, man. We're only what three? Let's take this day out. What 3 days? 2 days left.
2 days left, dude.
It's gonna be interesting. All right. Well, we'll move on. Enough Niner talk.
Yeah, that was our heavy thing because guys, this is our squad, a very Niner heavy podcast.
That's right.
So
That's right.
took up a little bit of chunk of time. But moving on, we got the Atlanta Falcons at number 4. They have Kyle Pitts going number 4 to Atlanta.
I'm gonna buy that pick.
Mhm.
I think they take Kyle Pitts. I mean, I don't think they get another quarterback. I mean, they're gonna ride with Matt Ryan until the wheels fall off, bro.
Right.
And I think he's a good quarterback. Has he had some bad seasons in the past 2 or 3 seasons? Probably, but you can blame that on maybe bad coaching,
Yeah.
or maybe his players haven't been available. Um, I mean, he did take the Falcons to a Super Bowl.
Hmm.
So I'll give him that. And I think Kyle Pitts would be the best type of player to join that team, especially if they're trying to trade Julio Jones too. So we don't know if that pick's gonna stay there at 4.
Yeah.
Um, but if they do, yeah, I think Kyle Pitts will rejuvenate that franchise and give them another weapon um, to add to Matt Ryan's arsenal.
Yeah,
What about
definitely.
you?
I think this pick has been rumored to possibly be traded so they can gain some more draft capital. Kind of move Julio too. But
Hmm.
like I said, I'm going to treat it as if they keep the pick, just like you. So I say they take Kyle Pitts as well. I mean, his tape really speaks for itself. He
Hmm.
has the potential to be another one of those like generational tight end talents up there. Like Kittle, Kelsey, Waller.
Yeah,
I think this dude he's up next at the tight end position. So I feel like if you're Atlanta, it's hard not to take him at number 4. I feel like he
right.
would definitely alleviate some of that pressure off, Julio and the rest of the wide receiver core. You know,
Yeah, I
uh,
mean he looks legit.
definitely way better option at tight end than Hurst or whatever his name is. Hayden
They had
Hurst.
Hurst. Yeah, they did have Hurst. Oh
Yeah,
shoot. Okay.
definitely. So that's what I got as well. Next up is the Bengals. Let me see who they got going. Bengals, they have the offensive lineman Penei Sewell from Oregon. What you think?
I'll buy it. I'll buy it because he's the best. I'm reading here. He's the best position. He's the best player at his position. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you pronounce his name?
Penei Sewell, I think.
Panaya Panaya Soul.
Some
Okay.
shit like that.
Yeah, I think this is a great pick for Cincinnati because they got to protect Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And he did his thing. Unluckily, he got injured. He was throwing some good games. I was watching the games, the highlights of the Bengals last season, and he was playing good until he got hurt.
Yeah.
So I like this pick. Beef up their O line. They need it. Protect because he's gonna come back. He's coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
So they need all the protection he can get, and I think this is a great pick for Cincinnati.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like this is another no-brainer. I think Penei Sewell has to be the pick. I mean, Joe Burrow, he looks like their guy. You got to get him some protection in that pocket, especially come off that injury, like you just said.
Hmm.
Mixon needs all the blocking that he can get, in the run game as well. He
That's right.
just signed that extension. So, Sewell was a beast at Oregon. Like you said, the best at his position. So I feel like it's the pick that makes the most sense.
I like that. Yeah, I like that for sure.
Sure. Now moving on, we have number 6 is Miami via trade. So they have Miami taking LSU wide receiver Jamar Chase.
I like that. I like that pick, but I'm gonna say that they take Devonte Adams, right? That's his name,
Devontae Smith.
Devonte Smith. I'm sorry, Devonte Adams plays with the Packers. I'm gonna say they take Devonte Smith instead of Jamar Chase here. I'm gonna say they take Smith because he's got that connection with Tua.
Yeah.
You already know who Tua is. Tua knows him. He's a Heisman winner.
Hmm.
I think it would be a good pick for the Dolphins. Not the strongest type of wide receiver, but he makes moves. He made it happen in college,
Exactly.
and I think it would be a great pick. So I'm gonna go against the Jamar Chase pick. I'm gonna say they take Devonta Smith in this sixth pick, the fifth pick. I'm sorry, yeah, the pick six.
6'6". Yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
I think definitely, like you said, he has like that so-called like identity of like a slender man, like Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Durant style body. So
Right.
he does get slept on, but I mean he won the Heisman, man. But I will say that's gonna, the media, they push that story, the headlines, and I feel like these teams are gonna buy into it and be like, oh, he's not big enough, he's not NFL
Mm-hmm.
ready, So I think I will take the Dolphins taking Jamar Chase.
Okay.
He's special. He's a playmaker. I feel like other than Smith, it's what they need help uplift Tua.
Right.
Since they announced they're still rocking with him. I think Jamar Chase and Will Fuller will also be great options at 1 and 2, and they could be something special in
That's right.
Miami. So I mean, I will go on record saying that I think Smith deserves to be taken here, but it will be Jamar Chase because of
Okay.
the storylines of his body.
Perfect. Okay, so that's two that we're not agreeing on, right? That's two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, Now, number 7 is going to be the Detroit Lions. So they have Detroit taking Trey Lance.
Ah, interesting.
Hmm.
The Lions taking Trey Lance. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna counter that, and I don't think they take a quarterback because they already have Jared Goff, and I think Jared Goff is. I feel like Jared Goff is gonna. I'm rooting for him too. Hopefully he turns that franchise around. You know, and I hope he makes it look like, hey, it's not the franchise. It was Matt Stafford.
Yeah, could be.
So, and I'm gonna say here, I have here that they take Rashawn Slater. He is a offensive lineman from Northwestern.
Okay.
He's the third best at his position,
Hmm.
and I think he fits with that. He fits the scheme, and also they need some bodies to protect, an unmobile Jared Goff.
Yeah, it's
So I'll keep
true.
it short. I'll keep it short, and I'm gonna say that the at pick 7, the Detroit Lions take Rashawn Slater, outside
Offensive
lineman from
line.
Northwestern.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, I could see that. I feel like I won't be shocked if they take a lineman, but I think with the 7 overall pick, if I'm the GM there, I feel like you have no choice but to take a wide receiver.
Mm,
Like you said, you already traded for a QB in Jared Goff, but don't keep in mind that Kenny Galladay and Marvin
that's
Jones,
right.
they both left in free agency.
That's right. That's right.
So I
Oh,
feel
right.
like you got to take a receiver. And honestly, I'm sticking with this. I really feel like this storyline against Devontae Smith is going to be held against him, and I think the Lions are going to take his counterpart, Jalen Waddle, out of Alabama.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
So so.
I really honestly I really hope that Devontae Smith doesn't fall,
Uh huh.
but you know how the media is, dude. They're just like, oh, he's gonna get banged up. He can't hang
They're
with these
dirty.
defensive backs. He's proven it, dude. That he went out there and got like 3 touchdowns in the national championship game, over 200 yards. The boy is nasty. He's a beast, but I just feel like they're gonna hold it against him. So I got Jalen Waddle going 7.
Okay. So we'll move on to the next pick, right?
Yeah. Next pick is number 8, and they have the oh no, the Carolina Panthers,
That's right.
and they have the Panthers taking Rashawn Slater.
Hmm. Okay, Rashawn Slater. Interesting.
But
Let's
you
go.
you got him off the board. So who do you got?
So I got them taking Jace Horn from South
JC Horn.
Carolina.
JC Horn. JC Horn. Yeah.
Oh, JC Horn.
Yeah.
Jace Horn or yeah, JC
Yeah. JC.
Jace Horn, JC Horn?
Yeah.
Not Jace Horn.
No, JC.
JC Horn. I got JC Horn, cornerback from South Carolina.
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
think I think this is a perfect pick for them. They got a quarterback already. I was hearing some that they were some names that they might get Trey Lance, but I'm like, nah. I think they're gonna ride it out with Sam Darnold. He's still young. He's a good quarterback. He was just in a shitty situation.
Yeah.
So I think he lifts up that franchise. J.C. Horn comes in and kind of takes that Josh Norman role at one
Mhm.
point,
Yeah.
where he was a star. cornerback, trash talker. And I think J.C. Horn comes in and I think is a really good pick for Carolina.
Yeah.
So and then they need some help on defense.
Okay. Yeah. This is interesting, bro. I feel like I thought we were gonna have like a lot of similar picks, but we definitely don't. We got another disagreement. So at the Panthers, so praying that he goes number 3 at the Niners, but like I said, I got Mac Jones going number 3 right now. So
Uh huh.
I think this is where Justin Fields lands in Carolina if he's not a Niner. And like you said, I know they just traded for Darnold, but I feel like if he's still on the board at 8 for Carolina, it's just I feel like it's just like one of those things like how do you not take him?
It's a no brainer.
Yeah. So it's like you never know, dude. It could be like Darnold could be they could draft Fields and Fields could be Darnold could be either like Fitz was Satula, like that emergency QB.
Hmm.
So like if Fields is not having success, then they throw
Yeah,
in Darnold. Or he could be like the mentor, where he starts and he kind of mentors Justin Fields and teaches him, and then maybe he hands it over to Fields eventually. I,
that's right.
I, I feel like either way though, it works out with Fields being the pick at number 8. So that's where I got Justin Fields landing right now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. So next up is number 9, and that is the Broncos, and they have Justin Fields going to the Broncos.
Really?
Yeah. So what do you think about there?
Well, no. This is where I have Trey Lance going. I have Trey Lance going to the Denver Broncos
Okay.
because I feel like you know what the Denver Broncos haven't had a good quarterback since, or they haven't drafted a good quarterback since probably John Elway.
Right.
Peyton came in from a trade,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or free agent, whatever. But he wasn't bred or he wasn't handpicked by the Denver organization.
Right.
And I feel like maybe Trey Lance is the next coming of John Elway. You know, he could be that franchise changer, and it would make that division a lot funner now. Trey Lance in Denver going up against Pat Mahomes in the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I can see this Trey
Herbert.
Lance, Herbert, the Raiders. Well, the Raiders, but
Gosh.
Trey Lance. I can see them taking here Trey Lance.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't agree with that. I mean, don't disagree with that. So if he lands there, I won't be surprised. But I will say though that I feel like if the Panthers take Fields, that leaves them with Justin Fields, Sam Darnold, and Teddy Bridgewater.
Mm,
So I have a feeling that Bridgewater could be dealt, and I feel like he could land in Denver.
think so?
So I feel like if if that's the case, I got him going to Denver via trade.
Hmm.
He's had some injuries in the past. They need to protect him. He had a decent run in New Orleans with that healthy O line.
That's
With
right.
that
That's right.
breach. So I think I got the Denver Broncos at number 9, taking Rashawn Slater, offensive lineman,
Ah,
Northwestern.
okay.
Yeah,
You need some protections for what's his name?
for Bridgewater.
For Bridgewater.
That's
Interesting.
I don't know. I was just trying to put see like different scenarios.
Yeah.
But so number 10, right now we have the Cowboys are at number 10, and they have them drafting the cornerback Patrick Surtain the second from Alabama. What do you think?
I have that same pick. I have Patrick Surtain the second going to the Dallas, and I think this is a great pick. I feel like this might be a steal pick. In my opinion, it might be one of the best picks of this draft. Unfortunately, it's going to Dallas because I look at Minka Fitzpatrick and how he was. I think he got drafted by the Dolphins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to
Steelers
Pittsburgh. And I think Minka Fitzpatrick is one of the best. Is he a cornerback or is he a safety?
cornerback. I want to say.
I think he's one of the best
Is he?
cornerbacks in the league, man.
Let me see. Let me see. What is he? I honestly I couldn't tell you. I mean, oh, he's a safety. Safety.
Safety.
So
I think he's a safety, and I saw him in college too, and he was legit.
either way, though, yeah, definitely one of the probably the best in this position.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if you get anybody from Alabama, bro,
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
legit.
they're ready. His dad played in the NFL, so
Yeah.
got some pedigree there.
So who did he play for? Who did that play for?
I want to say the Chiefs. Let me see here.
Really?
I want to see. Uh, Patrick
Sertan.
Surtain. He played for Kansas City.
Yeah.
He was drafted by the Miami Dolphins and also played for Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah,
Mm,
I don't remember Miami, but
yeah.
yeah, Kansas City Chiefs.
I like this pick though for Dallas Cowboys. I think it's a huge pick, especially because they sucked at defense last season.
Yeah.
This would be huge, and I feel like with experience, he's gonna get bigger. He's gonna get better.
Hmm.
I mean, I look at I see the same story as Minka Fitzpatrick. I think he's one
Yeah.
of the best safeties in the league
Right.
for playing for Pittsburgh, and I feel like Patrick Surtain the second can turn into this type of player where he's ready to play, he's ready to start, and he's just going to get better with more experience.
Right.
So yeah, I like this pick for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. I think if the Cowboys keep number 10, I definitely see them taking Sertan the second. But I know we just talked about Bridgewater being dealt. I
Hmm.
also have another trade.
Oh, what is it?
I got the Patriots and the Cowboys swapping picks.
Oh,
And also get so it would be obviously the Cowboys would trade down to get more draft capital. So
right.
it may be like a second rounder from the Patriots as well. So
Oh, okay.
I have the Patriots acquiring pick number 10 from Dallas. So I think Belichick is looking to find a replacement for Cam, after this year. We obviously know it is for surely not Stidham.
Right.
They've expressed interest in the Jimmy G return to Foxborough,
Yeah.
but I think they trade up 5 spots, and I feel like this is where Trey Lance lands, and he can learn from Cam. They're like similar style QBs.
Right.
I feel like I could see Belichick just making a blockbuster trade on draft day. That what they're known for. He's
Right.
great mindset, so I feel like this is a possibility for them to trade up, and they could take Trey Lance.
Whoa. Okay.
So, but if not,
Interesting.
if not though, I will say that they do take Sertan. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that they trade, and they take Trey Lance. But we'll see. So moving on, we have
Okay.
number 11 pick. So it is the New York Giants, and NFL Network has them taking Jalen Waddle at number 11.
I can see that. I have that here as Jalen Waddle also. So I'll keep that. I'll keep them that they take Jalen Waddle and get what's his name? Uh, Danny Dimes. Is it Danny
Yeah.
Dimes?
Hmm.
Yeah. He needs some more help. So you already have Kenny Galladay on there,
Yes, sir.
and you have
Your
was
boy.
it is it Slayton?
Yeah.
Slayton, and they have
Ingram,
Saquon, Ingram,
Saquon. I know you.
Saquon.
I know you just bought his New Jersey. The G-man. Dante Pettis.
Oh, bro. Also, don't forget that's also what that also that Pettis was also a Shanahan guy.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget
And he wound up hating Pettis, bro.
exactly, bro. So don't. Anyways, uh, you said they haven't taken Jalen Waddle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like this pick. They take Jalen Waddle here.
Okay.
They need it. They need all the help they can get, bro. The Giants need all the help they can get.
Yeah. I think I feel like for the Giants, since they got Galladay, maybe the most sense would be an O lineman. But I feel like at this point, since I had him following this far, how can you not take the Heisman winner in Devontae Smith? So I feel like this dude is a playmaker and he's going to kill it anywhere he goes. Like I said, I pray for him that he does not fall this far, but I got him going number 11 to the Giants.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So I have Jalen Waddle right to the
Hmm.
Giants, and you have Devonta Smith to
Yeah.
the Giants. Okay,
Yeah. All right.
interesting.
Next up at number 12 is the Eagles. They traded down from 6 to 12, and they have the Eagles drafting JC Horn. So he's off the board for you. Who do you got going 12?
I'm gonna say that this is where Jamar Chase goes in my draft. He goes to Philly, and what's the Hurts? Is it Hurts?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. He needs some weapons out there. He needs some weapons,
Yeah.
and I think Jamar Chase would be instantly probably one of the number one receivers on that team.
Hmm.
So I think it fits perfectly. Jamar Chase to the Eagles. I like it.
Okay. So for me, I got Eagles. They traded down to 12, so they're obviously out of the QB pick range, and they're decided they're sticking with Jalen Hurts. So I feel like why not take a defensive back and
Hmm.
try and fix their defense? And I got Patrick Surtain falling to 12 to the Eagles.
What?
Yeah.
Man, well, as long as he doesn't end up in the Cowboys, I think he's gonna end up in the Cowboys, but as long as he doesn't end up in the Cowboys, he's a really good pick, bro. I feel like if the Niners weren't in a QB conundrum, I wish they
Yeah,
would take this guy.
yeah,
You
no,
know?
definitely. Yeah, I mean that's another. I feel like that's uh the outcome of the trade. How I have the Pats trading up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if the Cowboys stay at 10, they take Sertan. But if not, I got them falling to the Eagles at 12.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
that's a good pick.
um, let's see who we got moving on. We got number 13 is going to be your Los Angeles Chargers, and they have him taking offensive lineman Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC.
Huh. I'm gonna counter that, and I was reading here that there's a better guy from Virginia Tech, also offensive lineman in Christian Darrisaw
Yes,
or
sir.
Darrisaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a good pick for the Chargers because Herbert needs some help. He needs
Mm-hmm.
protection. I think Herbert can be a really good quarterback in the football league going forward. So I like this pick. Protect the quarterback because they already have their franchise quarterback. So let's
Yeah.
protect them. Let's protect them. I like this pick in Christian Darrisaw from
Yeah.
Virginia Tech.
Definitely. I same thing. Herbert is going to need protection. That's a guy. He is absolutely insane talent. So it's only right to draft an offensive lineman. And I also have Christian Darrisaw as well. You know,
Okay, perfect.
let's see who we got up next. Next up is the Minnesota Vikings, and they have Jalen Phillips going to the Vikings.
Hmm.
He is out of Miami, and he is a defensive lineman, edge rusher.
Okay. I have them. I do have Minnesota taking an edge rusher, but it's not that guy. I had them taking Kuidi Pay
Mm-hmm.
from Michigan,
Yeah,
and according to my statistics and my research, he's number one at his position.
right.
So he would be a pickup for Minnesota. Minnesota needs a lot of help, man. I'm not gonna get into too depth with the Minnesota Vikings, um, but who they lost someone, right? They got someone and then they let him go to the Raiders,
Yeah, and they also lost one to the Cowboys too.
right?
Griffin, Everson Griffin.
Yeah. So I feel like Minnesota needs a new edge rusher, and I'm taking this guy Kuidi Pay from Michigan.
Yeah, same. I got him at 14th overall. I feel like they take him. I mean, he's like you said, an absolute beast off the edge. Pretty much the best edge rusher in the draft. So I feel
Hmm.
like you kind of have to take him at this point.
Yeah.
Um, uh, moving on, number 15 is scheduled to be the Patriots, and they
Hmm.
have Micah Parsons. Who do
Hmm.
you got? Who do you got at 15?
This is where I have Mac Jones. I have Mac Jones going to the New England Patriots. I think this is he's a very Bill Belichick type player.
Right.
If it's the Tom Brady, then that's what Bill Belichick wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's his type of quarterback. It's a type of fan base, the type of fan base that the Patriots want. It's their this is their type of quarterback.
Right.
I never saw Cam Newton being in a Patriots uniform because I don't that New England crowd gives me give me some bad vibes. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to get too political or anything or too into racist stuff, but
Right.
I feel like Mac Jones fits the profile
Mm-hmm.
of the New England Patriots of Bill Belichick, and I think this is where Mac Jones is gonna end up because I mean, look, I've never seen Bill Belichick so dappered up on his pro day.
Bill was out there feeling himself.
So I feel like honestly this is a match made in heaven for Mac Jones, for the Patriots, for Bill Belichick. Um, yeah, I feel like this is a Mac Jones. This is where Mac Jones ends up and if he doesn't, he's gonna end up way deeper in the later rounds. But if he's gonna be a first rounder, I think he's gonna go to the New England Patriots.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like I said, I hope this is where he lands. But since I do have Mac Jones going number 3 in my mock, I will say that. Oh, and also had the trade between the Pats and the Cowboys. Um, I think, like I said, I think everyone expects them to stay put and take Sertan, but if they trade back for more capital, but they're still in the market for a corner
Hmm.
who I think this is where JC Horn falls to the
Oh, so
Cowboys.
so
And
you think he
honestly, I
falls?
honestly I really like Sertan, but I don't know. Just after watching some film, like my own research,
Yeah,
honestly, it's super close. It's 1A and 1B, but I got JC Horn 1A over Sertan.
yeah.
Yeah, but I would be happy with either pick. And like you said, honestly, I feel like if the Niners were in the market for a cornerback, I would prefer J.C. Horn over Sertan, but
Okay.
but it can go like I said 1A 1B. So I
Interesting.
got J.C. Horn going 15 to the Cowboys.
Perfect. Okay.
All right,
All right.
number 16. So we got 16 through 20 left because we're only gonna do top 20.
Yeah.
16. NFL Network has the Cardinals. They have Devonta Smith going to the Cardinals.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well, clearly we don't.
yeah,
So
that's shocking right there.
I have them taking a cornerback. I have them taking Greg Newsome the second
Right.
from Northwestern, and I think the Cardinals need a cornerback to replace Patrick Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
So where did Patrick Peterson end up? Did he go ended up in Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota. Yep.
Minnesota. Okay, yeah. So I think that's big shoes to fill, and I think they're gonna try to patch it up with this Greg Newsome the second from Northwestern.
Yeah, I definitely got the same thing. Like you said, 90% of the I feel like also they have another name I saw had them taking the offensive lineman, which is Vera Tucker from
Mm,
USC, but he's off the board in earlier in this draft. That's from
okay.
a second mock draft. But I think, like you said, they're going to want to replace the void left by Patrick Peterson being gone, and with Horn and Sertan being off the board, most likely, I feel like the cornerback to take is Greg Newsome, the second from Northwestern.
Nice. I like
Um,
that.
yeah, well, decent pick. Now number 17, the Las Vegas Raiders, all the way down there at 17. No, but honestly, like we say it all the time, you never know with these guys. NFL Network has these guys taking Quiddy pay. So
Ah.
obviously, we both have him gone. So who do you got the Raiders taking?
Well, I have the Raiders taking an offensive lineman here, and in Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State. He's fifth ranked in his position. He's probably, I mean, he's in the top five.
Right.
I think with all the offensive linemen that departed from the Raiders, they're gonna need to patch up that line. And the Raiders had a really good line a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been slowly being dismantled. And if it's being dismantled, I mean, Derek Carr's gonna get eaten up, bro. He's gonna get chewed up. He's gonna get sacked. He might getting hurt again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Raiders needs to beef up that O line, and I think Tevin Jenkins would be a really good fit for the Las Vegas Raiders. I know the Raider fans don't want offensive linemen in the first round,
Right.
or maybe you do. Maybe you guys want a flashier pick, but I think this is the best pick for them right now.
You
I
think
think they
so?
need it. I think so.
No, I think they definitely need it, and I feel like just the way Gruden thinks, I feel like he will take a lineman possibly.
Hmm.
Like I feel like it's a 90% chance to take a offensive lineman because of the fact that he is so heavy on Derek Carr and he loves Derek Carr, and I
Right.
feel like this will be a way to prolong his career for him to stick with Chucky out there in the
That's right.
desert in Las Vegas. But I personally think that the best pick for them would be the linebacker out of Notre Dame, Jeremiah Owusu Koramora.
Oh,
That
okay.
guy's dope. I feel like he would be a steal for the Raiders. Halfway through the first round, could definitely be a game changer. I think on the defensive side of the ball, kind of like Khalil Mack was.
Yeah,
But like I said, man, I feel like with the Raiders, you never know. I think they're going to go O lineman to protect Carr.
that's what I
Uh,
think so.
but I the smartest pick for them is this Owusu Koramora out of Notre Dame. So we'll see what they do. They have kind of a lot of options there too, like the Niners as well. So that's another pick that I will be keeping my eyes on right there.
Definitely. Okay, interesting.
Next up, we have Miami again. So they have Miami taking Gregory Rousseau. What do you got Miami taking?
Well, I mean, look, I think that this is interesting. I think they're gonna get the band back together, and I'm gonna go on a limb here and say Najee Harris goes to the Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Number one ranked at his position. Um, Beef up that offense that was already good last season.
Right.
Why not make it better this year and
Mm-hmm.
have three guys who've won a national title together? Why not? Like Najee Harris, running back, Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, and Devonta Smith, wide receiver. I'm
Right.
gonna go on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that the Dolphins get the Alabama band together, and Najee Harris goes to the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. This is their second pick in the first round. Um, I had them taking, Jamar Chase, who's a huge playmaker. But like I said, they got another huge playmaker in Bay Area native and Antioch's finest and
That's
Najee
right.
Harris. So I feel like that would be a smart reunion for him and Tua. Just adds more star power to that offense. And who knows what they could do out there in Miami. If they really start taking things serious, they could be a threat. You
That's what
know,
I'm saying. Honestly, if they're serious and if they take these picks, whether it's Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, and Najee Harris, I feel like the Dolphins could be stealing the draft this year.
yeah, definitely.
Honest, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, so shout out to all those Dolphin fans who you guys should get excited
Yeah.
because it's gonna be fun.
Been waiting their turn.
It's been waiting their turn. I can see really good matchups against Buffalo this year. And maybe the Patriots too,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
the Jets, depending. I feel like that division can get a little bit more interesting now.
Yeah, it could be like an up and coming division.
It's a little bit more open.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we got Miami. We got our picks at Najee Harris. Moving on, number 19 is the Washington football team. And this is where they have Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa going. So
Interesting.
who do you got at 19?
So this is where I have Michael Parsons going.
Right.
I have him going to Washington, to an already stacked Washington defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think just adding Marco Parsons is just adding more gas to, or what is it, more fuel to the
We'll fill to the fire.
more fuel to the fire. They're already good. Their D line is already like number one or top five for sure. And just adding Michael Parsons is just another asset to their defense. And I think Washington can get better going forward.
Yeah.
And I like Michael Parsons going to Washington.
Definitely, I got the same guy. I think they obviously need a QB of the future, but kind of being like towards the bottom of the pack, that's obviously pretty much out of the picture. So, like I said, yeah, I do have them taking another sensational linebacker talent in Michael Parsons from Penn
Mm-hmm.
State. I feel like Ron Rivera has that knack, or finding talent. He has that eye for talent, and I feel
Definitely
like this is an absolute steal for the Washington football team
huge.
at 19 to get Micah Parsons.
This could be the equivalent of talking about Rivera. This could be the equivalent of him taking Luke Kuechly when in Carolina. This is maybe equivalent type draft pick
Yeah,
that he
definitely.
could replicate in Washington for sure.
Yeah, who's another person that comes to mind too is
Who?
Navarro Bowman, dude. He was that
Ooh,
was the ultimate steal. He was a third round pick,
bro.
but that could definitely be a huge steal for the Washington football team.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
All right, and this is for our last pick of our mock because we're only going to do 20. They have the Chicago Bears. Obviously, he's already off our boards, but they have the Chicago Bears taking Christian Darrisaw. What do you got?
I got them taking a cornerback in Caleb Farley. And I think he's good. I think did the Bears lose a cornerback this season?
Yeah, they released someone just because of a cap space. I don't
Right?
remember the name, but yeah.
And I think he ended up going to Denver, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. I didn't follow the story too closely.
So they have a space to fill right there in the cornerback position. And I think Caleb Farley fits that position really well. And I think the Chicago Bears needs a little bit some more firepower on the defense now with losing that key player. I keep forgetting the name of the Bears cornerback that went to Denver. But this would be a perfect player, Caleb Farley, to replace that player in Chicago.
Yeah, definitely. I got Caleb Lafari going 20 as well. I feel like the Bears, they've been rumored to, try and trade up and take a QB after having to settle for the Red Rifle Andy Dalton after they struck out with
The Red Rifle.
they struck out going for Russell Wilson. They've also been kind of a team known for their defense, so
Yeah.
I think they do take a cornerback to fill that void. And Caleb Farley, he was a solid QB. He was a solid cornerback one option at Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this pick has the potential to bite them in the butt because he's had some injury issues as well. But I do have Caleb Farley going to the Broncos.
That's it.
So
Interesting.
there's a lot of stuff that could happen. We got, like I said, we got a few days left. It just came to my mind. Kyle Fuller was the cornerback.
There you go. That's who it was.
Kyle Fuller. It just popped in my head. But I feel like there's still another what? It goes to 31 or 32.
32.
But those are kind of like the bottom feeder guys. They could
Yeah.
be sent to the second round as well. But
Right.
a lot of potential trades or what are they called? Shocking picks could be made in this draft.
Oh,
So
it's gonna be interesting.
I like we had a whole bunch of disagreements. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see. Like just imagine what they're going through in those draft rooms, in those meetings,
In the
even
war
before
rooms,
the yeah, even before the draft. But like when they're like, "Hey, you're on the clock. You got 5 minutes. Let us know." Imagine they're probably yelling at each other and shit.
dude.
Uh,
I could just see them yelling all at fucking Shanahan, like, bro, really? You want to take this guy? Really? Come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah, definitely. No, but we got a draft right now. The draft will be well. We're recording this today, Monday, but this will be edited for you viewers. If you're watching this, it's Wednesday, so we will be one night away from the draft when you guys are viewing this. So anything can happen, man. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat for
We
probably the
all
whole
are.
first round. So
We all are.
anything can happen, dude. It's gonna be insane.
And for Niner fans, like, let's just like now that we got it out of our system, let's just wait. We just gotta wait now. We gotta wait, be patient.
Yep.
Hopefully Shanahan doesn't fuck this up, and let's just pray for the best.
That's all we can do, man. So we got a few nights to go. Let's try and hold the peace, keep our sanity, and just wait for Thursday night. But moving forward, just before we wrap up the show, I know you had one more topic you wanted to bring up and discuss for the viewers and listeners. So
I do.
the
This is
floor is yours.
and this is a very, very. It's gonna be very brief. I'm not sure if we're over time, but very brief. Um, Moving from football into a different football into soccer. Um, I don't know if you've been keeping up with Chicharito Hernandez lately, Chris, but Chicharito, coming off a horrible season last year with the LA Galaxy, now 2 games in, 5 goals in 2 games. He just had a hat trick, and there's some beef going on with him and the Mexican national team. So there's a little controversy that the Mexican national team is not recognizing Chicharito anymore, and with the gap with Raul Jimenez being hurt, we're kind of lacking a number 9 right now. We
Mm-hmm.
don't have a number 9. They're trying to fill the void with Chucky, with Tecatito, with Pizarro, but we don't have a number 9. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. I'm just because these 2 games could be a fluke. But if Chicharito keeps this going, this hot streak, if you're Tata Martino, would you call him back to the selección?
I mean, I think just from the void that's there, you kind of have to. I mean, we've seen some of the success that he's had, with the Mexican national team, and we saw it in Madrid, we saw it in Manchester United. Now he's in MLS. We saw it even when he was first started, in Chivas.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there has been times where he has been a bit overrated, but there's been times where he's came through in the clutch for us. So I feel like out of respect and everything that he's done for the country, and for the flag, for the colors, you kind of have to, man. I mean,
You
like you
kind of
said,
have to.
he's he just scored that hat trick, right? I was reading here that so he's the first player to score 5 goals in the team's first 2 games since Brian Ching from Houston Dynamo.
There you go.
Yeah, and
Brian Ching.
yes, he's also, this is right here. He is the first player to win 2 consecutive weeks for a Player of the Week since Vela did it, and that was in 2019 when Vela was his MVP season.
There you go. I mean, look, Chicharito is the all-time goal scorer for the Mexican national team, and for them to shun him like that, I think, like you said, they gotta show him respect.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we don't have a good number 9 right now.
Yeah,
Just bring him on. Sub. You don't even gotta start him. Sub him in because we don't have that number 9. We need that
yeah,
number 9.
right.
So something to look forward to in the future. I'm gonna keep tabs on it. I'm gonna see if he's consistent, making sure these 2 games are not a fluke.
Yeah,
But if he keeps scoring goals, I mean, honestly, I watched the first 2 games because I wanted to see how he reacted. He trained all off season,
mm-hmm.
so and honestly, I watched the first 2 games, bro. He made those goals look easy,
Right.
easy, and plus MLS is easy. He should be
Yeah,
scoring those goals, you know.
exactly.
So I'm if he's on this rate, and he keeps scoring goals, I mean, he's gonna deserve. You gotta call him
Right.
courtesy call.
Yeah, no, I will admit that I didn't watch either of the first 2 games, but I did see he was in the headlines, he was in the news. They had it on Sports Center this morning.
Yeah.
So I followed a little bit just in the media what they were talking about. And he's you say, and well, we say MLS is so easy. So you would think like, okay, LA Galaxy is like this big club, up here right now that they claim to be. That, oh, okay, more people would be scoring hat tricks. They're strikers. He's the first to do this in Zlatan. And I mean, yeah, I know it's fairly recent, but it's been 2 years. So
That's right.
I definitely think he deserves his credit where it's due. Like you said, the all-time leading scorer. So yeah, even if he has to come off the bench, I mean, dude, there is all those years that we dealt with freaking Oribe up top. I couldn't stand that dude. So it's like if you can deal with him, bro, you gotta give Chicha his.
It's Cheech, bro. I mean, he's a Mexican legend. You gotta. I'm kind of disappointed in the Mexican National League. They're doing him dirty, and
Yeah.
that's disrespectful. Because Cheech is that guy who's like he's always at the right place at the right time.
Right.
Bro, if for all our soccer fans listen, if you watch Chicharito throughout the years, you'll see him score some weird ass goals, bro.
Yeah.
Weird ass goals,
Yeah.
man.
It's almost
And
like he knew he was gonna be there.
yeah, and it's like only him would be in that position to score that goal.
He's like the epitome of like the coach is drilling in your head, follow after every shot, crash after
That's
every
him.
shot.
That's him, bro. He's there.
People are like, oh, he's weak. He's a leading scorer, but he's just a cherry picker. I mean, he does the dirty work. He cleans it up off the rebounds. I mean, he does have some strikes too. So
He does. But he's there when he's got the like. I know you didn't watch the games, bro. Watch the goals, bro. For all our listeners, just watch some highlights. These first two LA Galaxy game highlights. Watch the goals. He's at the right place at the right time, bro. Yeah. Honestly, if I was a forward, I would not be in that position. I'm like, bro, I wouldn't even been standing there. But he was standing there.
yeah,
So go check him out, and yeah, just some beef. Let us know if you think if he deserves another call up to the Mexican national team. If not, or screw him. You guys let us know. I think he should get a call up just because we don't have a number 9 right now,
right.
and it would be a good place to fill that void. Good place.
Yeah,
To fill.
yeah. Even if we did have a number 9, maybe on the bench, if he can keep these performances up, maybe. Like I said, dude, give him his credit where it's due. Give him some respect. Put some respect on his name.
Sir, pick on his name, man. He deserves it.
So
He's a good guy too. Like, he's never talked shit to nobody.
I know.
All he does is go to work.
Go to
That's
work.
all he does.
He's on gaming now, shit on Twitch and
He's
shit.
gaming now.
Yeah.
All he needs. Hey, one day we'll have him on the podcast, bro.
Oh shit. Hopefully, dude, one day.
Speaking it into existence.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
With the little green pea on the podcast.
Javier Hernandez.
That's a classic, bro.
Only the real Chicha fans know that song,
Only
bro.
the OGs know that song, yep.
But yeah, that's it.
Unlock some memories, bro. Man.
But yeah, that was a little. I needed to get that out of my chest, and I wanted to talk, and I want to hear what our listeners have to say about that. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys are soccer fans, you follow. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Chicha, so weigh in, leave a comment. Let us know personally via DM, text, in person, whatever it is. Let us know how you feel about the draft. Who you think had the better draft board going forward. We will find out in a few days, and I think that officially wraps up this episode, man.
That's it, man. Let's chill out, have some tea. We're gonna have a little drink on draft night.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't know what to expect.
Shit, we might need more than one drink. We
might need more than one drink.
Yeah, so I'm just praying we don't have the swaggy face in the background.
Man,
fans, we're not forced to make that.
That's what we don't want to see that face, bro. We don't want to make that face Thursday night.
Yep. So all I know is we better not draft someone named McCorkle. That's all I gotta say.
Bro, look at Swaggy, bro. Swaggy's already like with the.
Nah, dude. Yeah, when I found out his name was McCorkle.
And another thing too, bro. If Mac Jones goes before we head out, they can't forget his past. Like, he's got a DUI, right? He's got 2 DUIs. If that was Justin Fields, bro. If that was Justin Fields, they would be crucifying him on SportsCenter, on FS1. They would be talking shit. So that's a little thing called the epitome of white privilege.
Yes, sir.
So just throwing it out there. You know what? 2 DUIs, bro. 2 DUIs. Think about it. If Justin Fields had 2 DUIs,
it would be his draft stock. He's plummeting.
he would probably go in the second round, third round. Who knows?
Yeah. Definitely.
You know,
I feel like, yeah, look, Mac Jones, his talent is not as good as Justin Fields. Like you said, he has two DUIs. On the contrary, though, Justin Fields, he's academically smart. He was recruited by the Ivy League as well for his his grades. His mental is definitely there. We saw he committed to Penn State, dropped it, went to Georgia. Then obviously Ohio State wanted him, for reasons. He had some of the highest rankings in these stats for college quarterbacks. Never missed a game. Just came out last week that he manages epilepsy. Never missed a game. So uh, I just feel like this guy shows the kind of pedigree that he has, championship pedigree, winner's pedigree, and
the professionalism.
yeah. And if it was him that had the two DUIs, we already, like you said, his stock would be going like this all the way downhill.
They would paint him out as some type of
A thug,
criminal, a criminal. But McCorkle over here has two DUIs and no problem.
Nobody. They're like Mac Jones at 3.
Yeah, so just throwing it out there, I'm like, you know what? After reading that, I'm like, come on, man. That if he gets picked 3 after having all this history, like, that's just what we call here in the States white privilege, man. That's what it is,
and that's most likely what it's going to be. So
yeah.
I mean, he didn't probably be a first rounder. I hope not, but I'm sure he will. So either way, that's already white privilege
That's
right
already
there.
white privilege right there.
But it is what it is, man. That's pretty much a wraps on episode 5.
I'm just season 2, and we're already 5 episodes in.
And shit, and there've been some pretty good topics. I've been hearing a lot of topics in person that everyone's saying, man, it was great topics. They're enjoying the show, so we appreciate you guys. Keep tapping in if you have any specific topics. I have received a few requests, but I knew this episode was going to be very draft heavy, so next week we'll get into it. I know we have some Warriors fans who have requested for us to discuss if Steph is even in the MVP race. So that could be something you look forward to hearing.
I do.
Next year. Next week. If you guys are Warriors fans.
We will rekindle our MVP talk from 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. Okay.
I also I have a couple Raider fans that have requested a guest appearance on the show. I have a Niner fan that's been requested. So I feel like, we could bring things in. I know I got friends that want to talk basketball too. So we got a lot of topics to go. And if you have any listeners that you want to bring in, man.
For sure.
All for it. But
it would be fun. It would be fun. We would like to have, this is a safe space.
Yeah. Safe space to get roasted as well. So
so
you want to come on, be ready, man.
Wear your colors, come on in here. It's a safe space, so no judgment-free zone.
Judgment-free zone.
You love Derek Carr, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. We're not judging you. Well, we are.
We don't judge you.
We are, but we are. Yeah, that's the face right there. You love Derek Carr.
You like Derek Carr. Perfect. So it looks like this season's gonna get spicier.
Yeah, dude. We got some guest appearances coming. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to, and we appreciate you guys, man.
And that's it, right?
That's a wraps, dude. That's a wraps on episode 5. Until next week, my guy.
Be safe. Have some drinks, man.
Oh, definitely will, dude. We'll
be in touch.
We'll be in touch.
Talk to you Thursday.
Peace
Later.
out, guys. See you.
Peace.